Hey guys, I'm back with another one of my collectibles. Today I have a statue from XM Studios. This is another statue that I have imported from Singapore. And so let's go ahead and let's take a look at what statue this is today. Alright guys, let's open this bad boy up here. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice is a couple different things that it comes with here. This is going to be the art print. Now I didn't actually tell you what this was, but this is XM Studios Venom is what I'm unboxing today. So there you go. There is the art print. I don't know if I can get all this in frame right now. Let me see, just pan up a little bit here. Really nice, really cool art print. And what I like to do is I like to frame these. I don't actually use expensive frames for them. I basically get the frames from IKEA, and the frames that I use are called Ribba, R-I-B-B-A. They fit pretty well. You'll need a little bit of adjustment, but for the most part, you can get the art prints to fit in there, and they're not expensive frames. Okay, so just like with Ghost Rider, it looks like XM has continued on, and they're showing, they actually have a nice assembly book now that explains a little bit of history of XM Studios along with the actual assembly. So we'll go ahead and we'll use this book to actually assemble the piece on camera. Alright, I've got the plastic pulled back here, and once again, just wanted to show you the road case that they essentially put all of their statues into. I mean, this thing is it's a solid road case. It has metal corners. Corners are all metal. The material this is made out of is a really strong, some sort of a laminate almost. It's not actually wood, but it's a very strong material. All right, so lifting the lid off, it's funny because if you buy one of these statues and you get one of these road cases, you could use the inside cover as a shadow box. The inside cover would be a perfect shadow box for having any type of figures you want in there, and you've got a perfect shadow box there. All right, and finally we come to the inner box. You can see the really super thick styrofoam that they use along with the actual straps. Basically, it's totally surrounded. These straps wrap around the entire styrofoam case. That way all of the lids are compressed together, so all the pieces inside are nice compression fit, which is what's required for shipping a piece as delicate as this. Alright, and before I remove the Velcro straps, just wanted to show the side art. So that's on the side of the box. It basically shows you the story of Eddie Brock along with the art design. Alright, just remove the top layer of styrofoam, and you can see how everything is basically individually wrapped. Alright, I just removed the top layer, and you can see this is the bottom layer of pieces. So there's normally always two layers to each XM Studios statue. Alright, so we're at the point now where we're going to grab our assembly booklet here, and we're going to take a look at it. As you can see, XM has a little paragraph in there talking about congratulations on becoming an XM piece owner. Every piece is hand painted. So it's just really nice that they give you this. This is something that I don't get from any other company. So it's just a very nice piece to have. So right there, they're just inviting you to be part of their family. Alright, so looking in the book here, we can see that we have all the pieces that are in here, and it looks like the first piece we're going to go with is, we're going to start with the base. So it looks like the first piece is going to be the base. So we're going to take the base out of the styrofoam. Alright, so step one is to get the base out. And let me tell you, like I said, the funny thing, you know, every time I unbox one of these statues from XM Studios, it always shocks me. I don't care how many times I do this, it always shocks me because in pictures, you can never tell the actual scale. This base, like everyone was saying, oh, it's a really small base. No, guys, this is not a small base at all. This is actually a very, very large base. And just starting off here, this is a beautiful base. So I'm not going to go too much into details until we assemble everything, but that's step one, is to get the base out of the box. Step two is going to be to pull the body out. Now, one thing that I will say is you want to record take a picture of the bottom of the base or write down the serial number, because on the bottom of the base is your special serial number that is used to actually register this piece and actually lock it into your account. So it's just really a good thing to do before you set everything up, to basically, you know, turn this over and take a picture of the base so you have it for your records. All right, guys, so get the main body out, the main Venom body, and this thing is heavy. So let's take him, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to put this peg that's on his front lunging foot into the this hole. So just kind of guide it in and then just put it down, and it should just fit in there really easily. So that's the main support. All the structure is actually in there, and then he's got his footing right there. All right, so step 3 says that we need to position Venom's symbiote directly into the gear, which is part number 3. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that next. All right, so the next step you're going to do is you're going to take the large gear and you're going to attach the large symbiote part, which is, these are parts 3 and parts 4. And man, this is freaking amazing just kind of looking at it, but we'll go ahead and we'll look at that later. But basically that's going to be the next step, is you're going to attach the large symbiote to the wheel, the gear, just like this. All right, so once we have the large symbiote basically attached, we're going to go and we're going to put that gear assembly into the base, and that's just going to go into this position right here. All right, so our next step in the book here, we need basically part number 5, 5-1, number 6, and number 7. So we've got a couple options here. So we can use part number 5. So this is this little plug piece here. So what we'll do is we'll turn Venom around here, and you can see right here, if you don't want to use the symbiote, you can basically plug that in, and that'll actually fill the hole. See if it goes in multiple ways, but it's just basically another cracked piece of the clock. I don't know who's going to do it this way. I would definitely want to use the actual symbiote. And I think, you know, now that I'm looking at both of them, it looks like both of the symbiotes are both large size. It's just one is part number 4 and one is part number 5. So for me, I'm going to actually place this right directly into this little slot right here, and that's where my symbiote is going to stay. Alright, so the next piece of the statue build is going to be piece number 6. So this is the smaller gear, and this piece here, we're just going to turn this over a little bit, and you can see there's just a little hole right there. So that piece is going to go right in there, and that feels like that's a magnetic piece there. So that's where that gear is going to go. Alright, and finally is piece number 7. This is another piece of the clock tower debris, and we'll go and we'll turn this a little bit, and there's actually a little slot right down the center here, so we'll go ahead and we'll take this piece and place it into that little slot right there, and that's going to lock in. Alright, so we're pretty much coming to the end of the build here. At this point, all that's left is the actual head sculpts themselves. But just going ahead and taking a look at the rest of the booklet itself, the cool thing is like in the middle of the assembly, in the middle of the booklet, you can actually see a wonderful little write-up of, talking about Eddie Brock and kind of the backstory. So, if you want to take a break in the middle of your assembly, to go ahead and read this book, it's really, really awesome. So I thought that's also a nice touch. They did the same thing for Ghost Rider, which I think is a really, really nice touch. But yeah, finally, all that's left is to play around with the heads to choose what kind of head we're going to go with. So let me go ahead and I'm going to turn this all around here. And I'm going to have to obviously increase the... I mean, this is literally a huge, huge piece. I don't even know if I'll be able to get this all into frame here. Alright, so we've got 3 different types of head sculpts to choose from. We've got the Eddie Brock morphine head sculpt, which is really, really cool. So you can see how the symbiote is basically taking over Eddie Brock. Just wonderfully, wonderfully painted. Awesome. So we've got that choice there, which, they're all magnetized, so we can just go like that. And that's kind of how, if we lower a little bit, this is definitely a pose that's going to be kind of looking at you. Okay. The next sculpt that we have, go ahead and we'll take that off. They're all on magnets. Is basically the one with his tongue coming out, which is really, really cool. This is going to be hard. I mean, normally I keep the heads in the box, but for this piece I'm definitely going to be swapping out the heads frequently to put them all on display. So this is an awesome head. You can see his I mean, the tongue just looks so real, so realistic. Do a little bit of adjustment here. Look at that. Alright, the last head I have is the McFarlane head. This is from the new batch. Basically, when the first couple of pictures came out for Venom that got released early, the jaw was a little bit off, just a slight bit off. It wasn't correct. XM listened to the fans, which is what they do all the time, and they looked at it and they agreed that the jaw was definitely off, and they went ahead, they stopped they stopped all the shipping, and they basically corrected the head, which is excellent. I mean, who else is going to do something like that? The original head was just off by just a little bit, causing the jaw to be kind of have like a kind of like a weird underbite. It was kind of it was extended a little bit, and so now it just really, really looks wonderful. So you can see he's got that nice McFarlane grin. Alright, so let's take a look at the whole piece here. Just you can see different blue. It's almost like it's got blue tint to the over the black in certain areas. I think that's really a nice touch. You can see his claws. Let me try to pan up a little bit here, you can kind of see the claws are all really awesomely painted. I mean, you can see the muscular structure throughout his legs, his back, his lats. Just amazing. I mean, look at that back. That's an amazing freaking back. I mean, Eddie Brock obviously is a bodybuilder, but this is just purely just divine. I mean, you can see how the alien symbiote just kind of took over, and yeah, what an amazing piece. I wish everybody could see this kind of stuff in person. Yeah, and one more thing I just want to point out is, a lot of people, were kind of wondering about the clock base. Why is there a need for a smash clock? I mean, basically, Venom, the Venom symbiote and everything is kind of, it doesn't like any kind of loud vibrations or tones. That's actually what separates the symbiote from the actual host, is vibration. So this base is really awesome. To me, it symbolizes that he basically smash the clock, allowing the symbiote to reattach and take over his host, his host body, Eddie Brock's body. So it just shows that it's something that he's overcoming. The Venom has definitely won this battle and kind of overcame his weakness of the vibrations, which are just deadly to the actual symbiote itself, and just causes the symbiote to actually get confused and detach from the actual host. So this is wonderful, and that's what I really love about XM is XM continues to create these different stories, not, with the base, the whole piece, everything really tells a story. It's not just a statue. It's just a complete work of art. And I love what they're doing. They're just doing so many good pieces. Every piece has its own, merits, and I wish this stuff was able to be sold directly. Right now, it's a continuous struggle of finding someone in Singapore, basically buying through someone in Singapore who is kind of in the middle, these are just private sellers that are in Singapore, and then you send them the deposit, and then you basically have to wait until XM actually releases, and then pay the balance. And what kills is the shipping. I mean, you're talking spending $400 or $500 just on actual shipping these pieces. These boxes are huge, and I mean they're heavy, but they're also very large size boxes, and that definitely hurts. So that's the only thing that I don't like. What I do like is obviously XM continues to do these pieces, and do under the $999 is the max release for all these pieces. So it is really, really nice to have a piece that's under 1,000 worldwide edition size. So there you go. I'll just do one more here. Just let me raise this up a little bit, and I'll pop off the McFarlane head and just put the head with him getting pissed off and having his tongue. I mean, this head is also awesome. I love all three heads, honestly. All three, the McFarlane, the Eddie Brock morphing head, and this classic look here is just phenomenal. I mean, you can see how it's just stretching the muscles of the face. I mean, that's sick. You know, this tongue is so realistic. One thing that I didn't like about the Prime 1 Venom that's going to be coming out that hasn't been released yet is the tongue. The tongue to me looked translucent. It almost looks like a translucent piece of plastic. It didn't actually look like a real tongue. And so I don't know if they'll end up changing that during production. It's possible they'll change it. But I think XM did the right thing and, you know, didn't make this translucent. They made it look like a real tongue that has, you know, saliva or something glistening on it, that just makes it look crazy. I mean, if you ever encountered Venom in an alleyway or something, I mean, you'd just be like, what the, you know. But yeah, there you go. That's Venom, guys. This is Venom. This is the statue to own, I feel. It's my personal opinion. I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection. And, you know, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this whole video. And I've definitely enjoyed it. Once again, I'm going to pop off this head here. They're all beautiful. I wish I was able to get 3 of these so I can actually display all 3 heads. But for me, I'm going to be using the McFarlane head. That's the head sculpt that I'm going to have at least for maybe a month or so, and then I'll probably swap it up. Alright guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please come back to see more of my statues, my Transformers. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one.